Record. Okay, so if you're on this call, you're a new coach, obviously. And so the biggest thing I will tell you guys is that it's consistency and patience. And those are the two biggest things that I see that coaches have one or not the other or don't have either. But that is your most valuable lesson to learn is consistency and patience. And I promise you, if you are consistent and you show up every day and then you are patient, this will work for you. You will, be helping people, and you will progress in this. The very first thing, which you guys have already done a really good job of, is, being a product of the product. You have to kind of show that this is working. You have to show that you're doing it. And you have to show that you're committed to something, right? So that includes sharing something every day about what you're doing. And I don't mean sharing the same thing over and over. Here's my selfie, I did hammer and chisel. Here's my selfie, I did 21-day fix. Whatever, you want to is. I always ask myself, so what? When I post something, so what? And you're going to have those posts where you want people just to be so what? Because it's your life. But every post should not be so what? You did 21-day fix. Good job. You've been posting about this for 12 days that you did the 21-day fix, lower fix, done. Good for you. So just always be thinking about how can you add value. And that's kind of a catchphrase that's thrown around in Beachbody a lot, adding value. And I didn't really understand what that meant for a long time. And it's not every post. You don't need to think this long drawn out thing for every single post. It could be a quote, just a picture and a quote that really hits home for you. It could be, this is the salad I threw together for lunch. This is what it has in it. That's valuable to people. It doesn't have to be this did you know bananas have 26 grams of potassium, and potassium, when it enters your body, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes posts like that are awesome. You don't need them every day. So anyway, the first step on your journey is being a product of the product and showing that these are working for you. Second is doing personal development. I always tell new coaches, and I have to tell myself this all the time, you can't pour from an empty cup. A lot of times when I'm feeling I have nothing to say in my posts, or I just feel dry, I just don't feel I have anything to share, it's because I haven't been plugging into personal development. So whether you listen to that in your car on your commute to work, in the shower, while you're cooking, on a walk, anything at all, while you're doing the dishes, but make sure you can listen to it. You can listen to a podcast. You can read a book if you like to read, but make sure you're doing that personal development, because it is so vital. And for the first months of my business, I was every couple days I'll read a little bit, listen to an audiobook, and I just was very stagnant. And then the third thing is your power hour. I can't say this enough, and you will want to kill me at times, but you have to do a power hour every day, every single day. And you have to make that a priority. I didn't, again, for the first 6 to 8 months of my business, and I was just this was my growth. I hit Success Club for a couple months, but then the people that I knew, I kind of ran out, and I wasn't doing a power hour. I wasn't making any new connections. I wasn't building relationships with people. And then I didn't hit Success Club for a couple months, and I was sitting at an Emerald coach or just a coach forever. So if you're not doing a power hour, you're not going to be meeting more people that need something like this, that need to hear from you, that need that one-on-one support, and that need that group and that small group feel to really be successful. So make sure that you're doing your power hour. And if you're confused about a power hour, please ask me. It took me a long time to figure out a system that worked for me, and I'm constantly like tweaking it. There are a lot of different like sheets you can print out. I started doing a notebook for a while, and I would just write exactly what's on the sheet. So like add, and then 1, 2, 3 new friends, messages. And so like I'd copy the exact power hour sheet, but in a notebook, because I liked to be able to go back. I've made a video on our team page, but I'm going to show you guys really quick. So I have one notebook that's just for Facebook. And the pages look like this. And so I'll have add and messages, things like that, just for Facebook, my Facebook power hours, because it helps me kind of keep the two together. For Instagram, my power hour looks like this. It's a different notebook, and it's literally just top to bottom name. So this is for this week. And a lot of times what I find easiest is I add all the new people at the beginning of the week, or maybe I'll add like 2/3 of the way down for the beginning of the week. This could be Sunday while I'm just, sitting and watching TV at night, just kind of mindless. And you're going to ask yourself like, well, how do you find all these people? It could be people that are commenting or liking on your pictures. Could be people watching your Instagram stories. If you're not doing Instagram stories, you need to do that. It could just be like people that follow somebody else that you like. So Autumn Calabrese, for example, the 21 Day Fix girl. You could go to her page and you could see who's commenting and liking her pictures. I like to go with people who are commenting because it shows that they're already engaged. They're not afraid to interact on Instagram. And then you might start following them. And once I follow them, I write them down on this list, and I'll like and comment on a few of their pictures. And it's not just like, oh, so cool. It might be like, I really like your sports bra. Where'd you get it? Because I actually do really like their sports bra, and I do want to know where they got it. Something that requires a response back could just be like their dinner. That looks really good. Anything you want to kind of like add them and show that you're interested, not just adding them right off the bat. And then there's always going to be people that pop up that I add like daily, where I'm doing my power hour and I see somebody new watched my story. I write their name down. And then I have 3 columns here. One is for messaging, invite, and follow-ups. So the first day that I write their name down, I'm commenting and liking on their pictures. The next day, I'm going to message them. So this has check boxes of who I've messaged. And then after I message them, the conversation should get to an invite, to a challenge group, to coaching, whatever. And my conversations go a lot like this. Candace, this might sound familiar because we were friends on Instagram, though I'm pretty sure I started talking about your food before I ever started asking about you, which is terrible of me, but it looked really good. Anyway, so it could just, it's just like very much like I'm talking to you guys right now, like you would talk to a friend. And that's how I suggest you talk to everybody. Talk to them like it's your friend. Don't feel like you're going into this trying to sell somebody, oh my gosh, somebody something. I never reach out to anybody with the intention of selling something. So I'm just going to reach out to them and I'll say, hey, Laura, I came across your page the other day, or I saw that you liked my picture, or whatever the case may be. And I just wanted to reach out and say, hi, I really like meeting other girls who love fitness, or maybe she's a mom. Maybe she's never posted anything about fitness. I might just say, I love meeting other moms. How old is your little one? Or where are you from? Or just short, sweet, not that intimidating. And then a lot of times fitness will naturally come up. So, I have a lot of people who are like, oh, you're so inspiring and I just love your page. And then I'll just be like, thanks so much. That means a lot to me. Are you on a fitness journey too? They kind of already brought it up. Or Candace, you were saying that people are like, you're doing so great. So how do you open that door, right? You just say, thanks. I've been doing something new. I've really been liking it. What are you doing for fitness? Like, it doesn't have to be a jump to the gun. Thanks, I'm doing something new. It's called Beachbody. You want to do it? It doesn't have to be overload. Just ask them, hey, what are you doing? A lot of times they'll tell you what they're doing. So maybe they're like, oh, I do BBG, or I do TIU, or I just go to the gym and I take classes. Then I'd be like, oh, cool. How are you liking it? A lot of times you'll have moms and they're like, well, I make it to the gym 2 times a week, or people that work. I have a gym membership, but I don't get to use it very much. Well, that's like an open door. Like, oh, well, I work out at home. Have you ever thought about it? Like, just very simple, opening the door to that conversation. And if they're like, oh, I'm not on a fitness journey, but I really need to be, I'm like, well, heck, I'm doing this new group, and it's been awesome for me to stay on track. It's full of motivating women, and we all just keep each other accountable. Does that sound like something you'd be into? It doesn't ever have to sound like, well, do you want to buy this challenge pack? That kind of comes later when you're like, if they're like, oh yeah, that sounds awesome. Like, what do I need to do? And I just tell them, all you need is a challenge pack to get started. That comes with 12 months of workouts, portion control containers that go with all the meal plans, and a month of Shakeology. Have you ever heard of it? Or something like that. Have you ever heard of 21 Day Fix? Have you ever heard of Insanity? Those are kind of like big names in Beachbody. And I'm like, yeah, that's what you get. You get all those workout programs. And then, the group and my coaching and my help are all, that just comes free with it. You just need the materials, and then the rest is just working with me. So yeah, I go off on tangents a lot. So sorry. Okay, so back to the power hour. Do your power hour every day. That's how I do my Instagram and my Facebook power hour. And I kind of, like, I have to push myself outside the box because inviting is hard. And you want to be aiming for 2 to 3 invites a day. And that's kind of hard for me. So a lot of times I'll do a weekly goal. And maybe that's kind of how my Instagram power hour kind of flows better, because I don't want to invite them to something right off the bat. I want to build that relationship. So every week that I'm doing this, that means like from every week I have new people that I've been talking to. And so just naturally, I will have 15 or more invites by the end of the week. So whatever works better for you, if you need a daily goal or if you need a week goal, as long as you stick to that and you're not doing anything that feels like salesy to you, then that's okay. Like, I really stressed out a lot of times with doing a power hour, of inviting 3 times a day. And I was like, this just doesn't feel right. Like, I'm just inviting people just to invite them. So having that weekly goal for me worked better. But I have to make sure that I don't just be like, oh, well, I only invited 5 people this week. Oh, well, it didn't come up. Like, that's not okay. You got to set that weekly goal that's based on 3 invites a day. Okay. Power hour, personal development, being on your own journey. You guys have been through the new coach training. Be checking into our team page and our team thread every day. Use that as a resource and just be sharing your journey naturally. Every time you post about Shakeology or a workout, reach out to those people who are liking and commenting. And you could just say, hey, I saw that you liked my post or commented on my post about Shakeology. Have you ever tried it? This was my first time. Or, just have you ever tried it? or somebody that likes your workout. Like, same thing. Hey, I saw that you liked my post about such and such. It doesn't have to be, it could be any post. If it's a really vulnerable post, you could say, thanks for supporting me. It's not easy to put yourself out there. How have you been? Just creating those relationships. I had something written down. Okay. For me, I like to schedule out my posts. This is super helpful for me as a coach, and I wish somebody had told me this in the very beginning. So my planner is a mess. Okay, this side's not because this is Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But you can see here that in my planner, I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. These are my posts, and this is a rough guide. I plan them out at the beginning of the week so that I'm not like waking up and be like, oh, what am I going to post? I have nothing to post today. You can see here that things kind of all got jumbled around because sometimes it just happens. Like today I was going to post a coach or a challenger shout out, but it just didn't really fit. And so I moved it and I had other posts today. But just having a rough guide, like sharing my dinner tonight. I knew that I was going to share that. So I remembered to take a picture when I ate the first round yesterday, and now I'm going to be eating leftovers. But just having that kind of guideline helps me so that I'm not like scrambling for a post. You want to be posting 3 to 4 times a day. That's because the way that Instagram, Facebook works, the more you post, the more it shows up in people's news feeds. The more you interact with people, the more it's going to show up in their news feed. Okay? I want to show y'all real quick. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. How a little bit about your back office. Okay. Those are muffins I'm making tomorrow. Why isn't this working? Okay. We're going to talk a little bit about kind of how to find things in here. And if you have a question, stop me and unmute yourself. Okay. So this is the way that it looks when you go to teambeachbody.com. You need to be checking your back office, especially once you go Emerald and start building your own team, like all the time. Okay, so Coach Online Office. Gotta log in. Okay. This is slow. Okay, so this part right here is kind of like your home base. Now it's going to tell you right here, this first is like if you have enough personal volume to be active. You as a regular coach need 50 PV to be an active coach every month. That should be your Shakeology because you should be drinking it. But if for some reason, I don't know, something happens, then you can get anything as long as it's 50 PV. So that could be Energize. It could be the Performance Stack with Energize and Recover. It could literally anything that you find under, shop on the last page that is 50 PV. Over here, the Coach Breaking News, just take a look at this every couple days because there'll be just like new stuff out that you'll want to know about. Like that summit registration was open, that there's a new Shakeology sampler available. And right here in the middle is where it's going to tell you your current Success Club. So your goal every month is at least Success Club 5. You know from your training that every time you sell a challenge pack, that's 2 Success Club points. Okay, so that's helping 3 people a month. And I don't want it to be about a numbers game for you guys. You should have a number in your head of how many people you want to help every month. And your Success Club number is just a reflection of if you're being effective with your business, to be honest. Helping 3 people a month should be your minimum goal. And the best way that we really know how to help them is with a challenge pack. It's the best deal. And it's giving them the tools and setting them up with the best stuff to really be able to help them and start them out right. Over here in my alerts, this is just going to be kind of if you get any new customers, you can click on that and it will show you. When you have any new coaches, things like that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, one more thing I want to talk about here. See right here under my volume, it says left leg volume and right leg volume. And you guys should have watched the video about how to go emerald. And this is why it's so important, okay? When you pull yours up, you will have either your left or your right leg that has a lot more volume than the other leg. The other leg will probably be at 0. In my case, it's my left leg. And the reason my left leg is so high is because there are other coaches above me who put people on that leg and that volume trickles down. So you guys have a leg like that too, and that volume from me and everybody above you is trickling down to you. But that means nothing to you until you're an emerald coach. Once you are an emerald coach, every time one leg is at 200 and the other is at 100, you cycle, okay? So that means that you, like, if I had 200 on my left leg and 100 on my right leg, I will cycle one time and make $14 as an emerald coach, okay? To be an emerald coach, you obviously need, not obviously, I don't know why I'm talking to you guys like you should know this stuff. To be an emerald coach, you need a coach on each leg, on your right leg and your left leg. And every time that your coach has an order, there is volume there. So say you sign two coaches up and you become an emerald coach. You're going to have volume on both legs now. You're going to have a ton of volume on one leg because it's from me and coaches above you. And you're going to have a little bit of volume on the other leg. Once you start building your team, you can see from my volume that's kind of your volume goes up and you start making a lot financially from those cycle bonuses. So that's why it's so important to go emerald quick and then to start building your team. Now this can be discount coaches, people that, just want a discount on their Shakeology, but hopefully it's going to be people that really have a passion for fitness and for helping other people. I look at it as I can only help so many people. I don't want to help 50 people a month. I mean, that would be nice, but I can't really focus on 50 people a month, right? But if I can focus on 10 and then I can teach another coach to be able to focus on 10 and another coach to be able to focus on 10, like think about that ripple effect. And I'm not just helping 10 people, but I'm helping 10 people and I'm helping all of you guys help more people. And that's kind of what I want for you. That's one of the coolest parts for me is to see you guys start to build your own team and for your team to have that ripple effect. It's really cool to just see how many people we all together are helping get in shape and change their fitness. Okay. So I think that's kind of all that I have for you guys. What questions do y'all have? You can. Do you guys know how to? Maggie, go ahead.
I guess my thing is it's kind of similar to like sounding like salesy. I didn't like post that often on Facebook, and I feel like all of a sudden I'm gonna be like, and I have been like posting a lot, so I'm trying to like balance it out with like just like a random post that has like nothing to do with Beachbody. Like, do you think I need to keep? Because like I don't want people to think I'm not being like genuine.
Yeah.
Like, so all of a sudden I'm just like, oh hey, here I am.
Yeah. So that was me. I literally never posted a single fitness post before I became a coach. Not one. Like, unless it was me playing water polo in college. Never posted anything. What I would say is start for a week just posting one thing a day. And it doesn't have to be every day your workout. Maybe it's a dinner that you made, like your burrito bowls. That would have been that. I don't know if you posted those already, but that is like awesome to post, something like that. Maybe a picture of your meal prep. Could be a picture of your cat. I don't even know if you have a cat. Anything at all. Just I would focus on posting something every single day. And then next week, post 2 things every day and aim for one of those to be fitness related, whether that's talking about that you joined a challenge group and how it's been supportive for you. Talking about the workout that you did, another dinner a recipe that you found and made, a healthier treat, anything like that, something fitness related about what you're doing. Shakeology, how it's an easy breakfast on the way to your school. And you don't even have to say Shakeology. You can just take a picture of you in the cup, just saying that you made a really good smoothie and share the recipe. So aim for, 2 posts a day during week 2. And then week 3, 3 posts a day. And I always say that it should be like 60% your life and 40% your business. If that, maybe like 70-30. And what I mean is, for example, let's look at my Instagram today. I talk about, I have a workout move, I have Molly Ann, I have something that I ate, and then I have a post about being a coach. So that would be, I would consider that kind of 50-50, maybe. But in my opinion, this coach post is more about my life, because I talk about my fears about becoming a coach. And then fitness, I'm showing fitness moves, right? You don't want your whole news feed when you look at it like this. You don't want it to all be fitness. You want it to be kind of a good balance of life, inspiration, fitness, food, things you like. Make a list of all the things that make you you, what you like. Pineapples, your dog, skating, I don't know, anything at all. Like, make a list and then make a separate list of like why you like Beachbody, and then try and combine some of those things. Like, think about one of the things that I really like to do is when I think about if someone were to take Beachbody and this community away from me tomorrow, how would that affect my life? And you guys might not feel that yet, but as you keep getting further and further and plugged into the community and plugged into the challenge group, you'll start to think about like, oh gosh, friendship would be taken away. For me, a sense of real like purpose and like leadership would be taken away. Like, there's just a ton of things that would be taken away. But anyway, to go back to your original question, ease into it. 1 post a day, then 2 posts, then 3 posts. And you're just going to naturally have people start to ask you. But when we get closer to June, you can say like, this is what I've been doing this month. Hopefully you'll have some results to post, and that'll really get people like wanting to know more. And then you just invite them. You don't ever have to say, I am a Beachbody coach. You will eventually. But when we get closer to June, you can say, this is what I've been doing the last month. Anyone want to join me? I mean, in more words than that. But, yeah, and just be building relationships with people this month, because the more people that you are building relationships with, the more people are going to see your posts, the more people are going to start following your journey, and the more trust you're going to build with them. Yeah. But talk about it just like you would talk to a friend.
Yeah. Like, I've already been like posting more and stuff like that, but I'll just throw in like I did like a Shakeology thing, but then I'll throw in like something completely, just like a picture or like a funny video or something like that to kind of like.
And that's fine. That's totally fine. Totally fine.
Okay.
Any other questions?
So what happens if we invite somebody, they join the group that we're in, our challenge group now?
So because we're already started, a lot of the times, like if you have someone who comes to you tomorrow and is like, yeah, I want to sign up, I want to do this, a lot of the times I tell them, it's totally your choice. We have already started our May group, and And so our next group is not until June. You can totally hop in our group now if you want, or you can wait till June. Because if they ordered like tomorrow, they would get it in like a week. And a lot of times I have people that want to hop in right away, and so I add them in. A lot of times I have people that they're like, no, I want to start like fresh, and so I'm just in contact with them. I either get them on, well, they order their thing and they get their all access pass, and so I start talking to them like, what do you like to do? What kind of equipment do you have at home? And I give them maybe 4 to 5 workouts to try out before I really have them pick a program. So that kind of takes like another week, right? So I'm just in contact with them, every couple days. What workouts have you tried? What'd you like? What'd you not like? And then once their Shakeology comes in, I kind of talk them through like making it the first time. How'd you like it? And we're going to do a free group here, that reminds me, I need to talk to you guys about. And so if you have people that do want to wait till June, I always tell them like, I'll plug you into my free group so that you have a little bit of support until that June group starts. Or like I said, they can go right into the May group and just a little bit late, and that's totally fine too. If you guys need help, like asking somebody, or not asking, but kind of trying to figure out what program they're going to like, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Ask them, what do you like? What equipment do you have at home? What have you done in the past that you've liked or has worked? And then whatever they say, just message me. They might say, well, I really like kickboxing, or I really like yoga, or I really want something fast-paced, really intense. Based on what they say is kind of how I make my recommendation. I've done almost everything, though, so I know a lot about the programs. And as a new coach, you might not. So screenshot it and send it to me and be like, what would you recommend? Or ask our team. Because that's a great resource to use, and you want to give them a couple recommendations so that they can try a few different things and see what they like. So, okay, one more thing before I ask you guys for more questions. A free group is one of the best ways to start giving people content and letting them know what you're doing for free, okay? There are tons and tons and tons of free group stuff, posting schedules, ideas in the Google Drive. You guys both have access to the Google Drive, right?
Yep.
The link. Okay. You could spend hours looking in there just at stuff, okay? But there should be a folder in there called free groups. And there's hydration ones, there's walking ones, there's clean eating ones, there's arms and abs, there's a plank challenge, there's a booty challenge, there's a HIIT challenge. There are so many, like tons, a million, that you can pick. And what I would suggest is to do one together for your first one, so that you guys can kind of just tag team and post about it. Just say like, I'm doing a free, for me, I'm going to do one that is like Memorial Day challenge. I might do like arms and abs or Memorial Day meltdown or anything like that. What I like to do is a 3-day group, 3 to 5, no longer than 5 days. And if I'm going to do it on Memorial Day, that's a Monday. So the Sunday before, I'm going to post about it, okay? So it might be a picture of you holding a weight that says Memorial Day Challenge or something like that, Memorial Day Meltdown, or Arms and Abs Free Challenge, or any kind of creative name you come up with. And I post that on Sunday night. And I just say, comment below if you want in, or comment below and tag a friend who might want to join us, anything like that. And then I'll sprinkle it into my post over the next week. Like maybe I'll show a selfie of me and just say like, or on my Instagram stories, like practicing or coming up with new moves for my challenge. If you want to join, comment below, anything like that. You can create an event on Facebook to where that way you can like invite a lot of people and just say RSVP to this event. The group will open later this week. And then I do a last call the night before. Sunday nights are great times to post. What I've started doing for my free groups is having it being a requirement for people to tag a friend. And the reason I do that is because it expands your network, it gives you new friends, and you can just, it's more fun to do it with a friend. You don't have to do that for your first one, but I definitely recommend for your second free group, I try and run one a month, one every 2 months, to have people tag a friend. And these are just 3-day groups that I post in the morning, like the workout or something, and then I post a check-in, just like our challenge group, like exactly like our challenge group. It's just shorter. And normally I give a prize at the end of the week for someone who checked in the most or who was the most involved or whatever. And every time at the end of my free group, I talk about, if you really liked this group, if you loved the accountability, we are doing a June group. We're starting in a week. We would love to have you guys or tell you guys more about it. I post that or go live in the Facebook group about that. And then I message every single person who joined my free group to ask them about if they're interested in continuing on in the June group. So a free group is a great place to make connections and really start, like, you have something to invite to, right? You have something to invite to after your free group. It's just a really good way to get people involved in what you're doing. And we will talk about that more in the next week. Oh, I have less than a minute till it stops recording or it kicks us out. I'm not sure. If it kicks us out, I'll give you guys a new link. Any other questions? Did that make sense?
Yeah, for the free group though, so what exercises are they doing? Like if we did
You're going to show them.
Sure. Oh, okay.
So
But they're not doing any of the Beachbody workouts.
No. Nope.
It's just,
No. So when I did for the HIIT workouts, there's little graphics that you actually post. They're already made. You give them a workout and they do it. And there's actually a timer that you post with it. For my booty challenge, Love Your Booty Challenge or something like that, I went live every day in the group and I gave them their 3 workout moves. So it was 3 daily moves and I gave them to them and they had to do them for a minute each or 30 reps or whatever it was. And in those groups, I'm not afraid to share, you can do this in addition to your workout. You can do this as your only workout. Obviously, for the booty challenge, it was kind of do these in addition because there's only 3 moves. And I would talk about the other Beachbody workout that I did, and I always ask for, when it's a workout group like that, post your selfie below because you really want that interaction. Another tip is I turn off, I'll get into that. We'll talk about free groups and I'll kind of help you guys through it. But now I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh, I'm just not afraid to talk about Beachbody in my free group, even if they're not doing a Beachbody workout. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But don't worry, because I will help you